How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella. Today we have finally a collection update. And I know it's been a while, but I've been busy. I've been busy putting out that new Drakir mini LP, extended EP, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm stoked that it's released. Let me know what you guys think of it. I know it's been a couple of days since it's been released. Would be awesome to hear your feedback. Let me know what your favorite track is. Let me know if you like the tape art or the CD art better. The CD art being the, as Mellow Vocals called it. Thanks again for helping me out with the layout design, bud. The witch with the torch and the tape one is just the red Grim Reaper looking thing. Very simple, very straight to the point. So let me know that. So let's talk about a couple of things before we get going. I haven't promoted this in forever, and I have probably about 30 copies to sell. So yeah, I don't know if y'all remember this, but this is the Torturous Endevilment EP that I did with Dave Endevilment. Got 5 sick tracks on here, some brutal slamming death metal. So yeah, if you're interested in picking up one of those, message me on any of my outlets. Hopefully you've got PayPal and are willing to part with a measly 10 US dollars, because that's how much it'll be shipped. Very cheap, very just wanting to get rid of these, and I know you guys like slam and brutal death metal, so yeah, finally got some cases to put these in. Got 30 of them to sell. Let me know if you want some brutal slamming death metal in your life. Hit me up. Besides that, I just did a restock on the last 4 The Only Piece You'll Know Is in the Grave cassettes. This is 7 out of 10. I got 7 through 10 out of 10. Currently being dubbed right now. Got a nice fat stack of the album left as well on CD. It's on just a shiny ass black CD. So if you get one of these, don't worry, the CD's in there. It's just really shiny and black. This one's copy 21 out of 50. Got a bunch of those ready to go. And once again, if you want some patches, I got some of those. Hit me up. I can do bundles for a little bit cheaper than going to Bandcamp and having to order that way. Shout out to the dude from Hong Kong who just bought like $70 worth of merch, bought every single CD and tape I have, plus a shirt. I will be throwing in a free patch for you, bud. Hell yeah, you are the MVP of the year. So yeah, without further ado and without any further self-promotion and jacking myself off, let's get to some music. So the first thing we have here is something that I've had for a while that I probably could have shown off earlier, but I've been just loaning it out to the wife and she's been listening to it mostly. This is Slipknot with We Are Not Your Kind. If you want to know more of my thoughts about this, I do have a kind of discussion / review of it on my channel. I will try to remember to put a link in the description box below. This was pretty decent, I guess, for Slipknot. It has a couple of really heavy tracks on here, like Nero Forte and Red Flag. There's some interesting tracks on here that weren't quite as heavy, but had some pretty cool riffs like Spiders and Solway Firth. So yeah, it's a Slipknot album. It's never going to be Iowa, but it's just as good as probably, you know, Volume 3 or The Gray Chapter. You know, and obviously this is better than fucking All Hope Is Gone. So yeah, all in all, I like the record. I enjoyed that they tried to do something a little bit different, but you know, being Slipknot and having as many members as they have, I feel like they could have gone even more different and more experimental. And I don't mean that 20-minute long version of Nero Forte they just put up. That was a waste of my time. It's all this artsy fartsy crap that Sean Cron decided to film for it, I'm sure. It doesn't strike my fancy. I didn't care for it. It was the same shit over and over again. I like how that, like, Silent Hill creature thing was in it. But other than that, if I want to watch Nero Forte, I'll just put on that video. I'm not going to watch the pollution or noise or whatever the fucking thing it was called, noise pollution. Now I feel like I'm referencing old school Limp Bizkit. But anyways, cool stuff. Corey's mask looks fucking ridiculous still. Alright, moving on to something that I did a review on a couple of months back, maybe a month back. I feel like it's been a while, but it really hasn't been all that long, I don't think. But yeah, if you want more information on this, I do a review on it on my channel. This is Flukt with Darkness Devour. This is their 2019 debut album. Excellent black metal from Norway. They started in 2014, and besides this album, they also have 2 other EPs, that being Holocaust in 2015 and Fortapelsa in 2017. So if you like this, they also have 2 other EPs before this. So yeah, excellent black metal from Norway, the home of black metal. So you should enjoy it. And once again, I did a review if you want to hear more about what I have to say about it. Next thing is something that probably a lot of you are going to be like, what the fuck? I've never heard of this before. But if you're not into punk or early 80s hardcore, I don't blame you, because this is a kind of a weird one. Anyways, what I'm talking about is Gorilla Biscuits, a, you know, hardcore punk band from New York, New York. And they started in 1986. They released this, and they released a little bit of like a demo the same year previous to this, and it's got some tracks from that demo on here, and they were pretty raw. Like, I know some people who are into punk who aren't really into raw punk, and you'd probably be pretty hard pressed to find yourself enjoying the demo of this. So like Hold Your Ground and Slut probably just wouldn't be your thing, but this was really good. If you liked the Germs, if you liked Circle Jerks, if you liked the first EP and first album of Black Flag, there should be no reason why you don't like Gorilla Biscuits. They are part of the Youth Crew, whatever that is. I need to look into it more. I hear the Punk Rock MBA talk about that era quite a bit here and there. He talks about the Gorilla Biscuits quite a bit here and there. But yeah, Siv's vocals great. He's just your angry, raw, no nonsense punk, just yelling and screaming about what ails him and what pisses him off and his beliefs. The guitars are just your kind of like quick, aggressive 80s punk stuff, hardcore punk that is. And you know, the bass and drums are what they are, simplistic punk. And if you haven't heard of Gorilla Biscuits before, once again, I wouldn't blame you, because they're not super duper well known, even amongst a lot of punks nowadays. But the old school dudes will probably remember. The New York hardcore kids will definitely remember. If you like hardcore punk or early 80s hardcore, there's no reason why you shouldn't like this and go check it out. So yeah, that's the self-titled Gorilla Biscuits album from 1988. Besides this, they also had a one-and-done second LP called Start Today in 1989, and I will probably be picking that up when I can, if it's available for a decent price. So there's that. The next couple of things are what you'd expect to find on this channel, so some black metal, you know, in quotes with this one, because this is Abath with Outstrider. For whatever reason, I've said this before, but I've been wanting the new Abath stuff to be better than the new Immortal. Once again, I don't have any sort of, you know, insider bets hinged going on for Abath, and I don't have any reason to like Abath over Immortal or the remaining members of Immortal. But I always found that I enjoyed his guitaring and his vocal styles, and, you know, the combination of both. So I was really looking forward to the new Abath. I enjoyed the first album. This is really good. The Outstrider track and the Harvest Pyre track, I believe it's called. Yeah, Harvest Pyre and The Outsider are really, really good. Bridge of Spasms is good. The thing is, now I know I'm probably going to catch some flack for this, but it's not really black metal. There's not a lot of that kind of icy cold tremolo thing going on. The production on this is pristine and heavy and warm and like a death metal record basically. And the only thing that really makes it kind of black sounding is when he does actually throw in the odd tremolo, and his vocals, I guess, are still sort of black metal. It's that froggy, croaky kind of black metal vocals. But for the most part, it was just a really good, heavy, dark metal album with the odd kind of like death and black metal elements here and there. So as far as black, like straight up black metal, this wasn't it. The new Immortal was it. You know, Northern Chaos Gods. That was 10 times more like black metal than Outstrider, but this was still good. I still enjoyed what Abbott made for his second album. The new guitarist, the new drummer, and new bassist, they all did quite well. They all composed some pretty sick songs, regardless of what genre it falls under. Really happy to finally get a copy of Abbott Outstrider in my collection. Don't know if I showed you the inside, but yeah, it's nothing too special. The artwork anyways, the music is special. And obviously, if you're into black metal at all, you kind of were obligated to get this, whether it was good or bad. This was Mayhem with Daemon, or Demon, however you want to pronounce it. If you want to get all fancy, you can call it Daemon. But yeah, this was really surprisingly good after the kind of meh fest that Esoteric Warfare was. So to hear this kind of harken back to the Mysterious Dom Sathanas here and there was kind of cool. It was a nice little blend of some elements of the Mysterious Dom Sathanas, some elements of Chimera, some elements of Esoteric Warfare, but in a good way. So they came back with a nice recovery and really decided to step up in the black metal department. I don't know if you guys watching this right now like appreciated Esoteric Warfare, or if you just weren't really on board. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of Esoteric Warfare. It was probably my least favorite Mayhem album, but when this came out, I was like, oh hell yeah, if I don't get this, I'm an idiot. So when I saw this at my local Now and Then Records, I'm like, you can bet your ass my ass is getting this. So yeah, it well worth it. Attila is still on vocals, but he decided to do other stuff besides the frog croaky vocals on this. He actually did some like raspy, demony black metal vocals as well. The drums and bass were still being helmed by Hellhammer and Necrobutcher, so that's nothing really new. The new guy Ghoul and the new guy Telok on guitars, I think, really brought something special and something different to the plate when it came to this new album by Mayhem. So yeah, I'm glad that this is what it is. I'm glad they didn't keep going down that road of wherever Esoteric Warfare was going. I'd say this is Mayhem back in its form. Probably the best album they've done since the Mysterious Dom Sathanas. With Attila, I mean, I prefer Chimera and Death Crush over anything that they've ever done, but if it has to be with Attila, this is the best thing that Mayhem's put out since the Mysterious Dom Sathanas. Let me know if you think the same in the comment section below. Would be cool to discuss it, because this is quite the album. Alright, and the last thing in this collection update is something super fucking cool, and I'm so stoked to get it, and I'm super thankful to get it. I really appreciate it, because apparently they don't do this EP live, or any of the songs off it live, and then once this run of vinyl for this pressing runs out, that's it. And what I'm talking about is the newest release by Desolation, the death metal band from Sweden. My buddy Eddie Wickeland sent me this copy of Where Darkness Dwells. So I'm going to take this out of the wrapping so you can see the artwork here. It's pretty cool. It's got this little girl in bed with these 2 or 3 really creepy figures in the background there, just barely lit by the moon, holding axes ready to strike. That's some ominous shit right there for sure. And on the back, we got the lads in question. Got our boy Eddie and the rest of the crew there, and the track listing. I got copy 11 out of 250. Really stoked to get it. Really nice low number. Thank you so much, Ed. This was a blast to listen to. I've been listening to it nonstop since I got this. Really, really good. Expect a review to come soon. So let's take a look. Alright, so first up we got an insert. Once again, got my boy Eddie here on the right, or your left. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work because when I'm filming this it's backwards anyways. So there they are. There's the boys in question. Cool band pick there, looking beast mode as fuck in the middle of the forest as one does. And then the lyrics and a little bit of a picture of the album cover in behind. And it's neat. It's not just a normal kind of release either. It's a little bit of a concept EP about this little girl who awakes from these evil voices coming from her attic. Apparently she gets hacked up by the demons and things that are stalking her throughout the house, and then eventually I think she ends up going on a murder spree and taking revenge, and she ends up going to another dimension apparently. Anyways, I'm gonna have to give this a better look. The story behind this is so fucking cool. If you have a chance to actually read the lyrics for this, it's actually really, really neat. I like the story that they're going with on this, and the music is also excellent death metal. If you've ever heard me compare them to anyone, I say that it's like a death metal version of Lamb of God, but with better vocals, basically. So there's that. The message on here is hilarious. Merry Christmas to Black Metal Rebellion. Enjoy some more Swedish shit. I definitely am, man. I am really enjoying this shit. It's so good. It's only 3 tracks, but like at 18 minutes or so, it's quite the journey. The story, the artwork, the rarity of this all together just makes this an amazing package and item to have in my collection. And once again, Eddie, I appreciate it. I know you say CDs are boring, which is why I guess you send me vinyl, but I would be happy to get this on any format. You guys should definitely check it out. I'll leave a link below. And yeah, it's just on black vinyl. I say just, but you know, any format of this is great. It's pretty sweet to have such a limited quantity of this. The guitaring is really cool. The drumming is excellent. Obviously, it's my boy Eddie Wickland. These guys are definitely not short of riffs or tricks up their sleeves. I still need to get a copy of Screams of the Undead in some format, either on CD or a digital copy at least, so I can headbang to it. But yeah, so that's the last thing on here. Excellent death metal from Sweden. So that's it for this collection update. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of these albums in the comment section below. And once again, if you need some Drakir merch, don't be afraid to hit me up on any of my social media platforms and send me a PM. Let me know what you want and we'll get it fucking hooked up. And if you don't want to deal with me directly, of course, there's always Bandcamp. So cheers, guys. For glory, for the Rebel Alliance, Slammerella out.